Hey everyone, just wanted to say hello. I hope that you are doing good. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been here for a little bit, thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all. Today we're going to do a little bit of a general reading, just see what kind of messages we need to hear. Since it's going to be a general reading, it's going to be timeless, so if it resonates, take that with a grain of salt. If it doesn't resonate, then this one might not be for you, and that's okay. So we're going to be using our Golden Art Nouveau deck by Julia Masaglia and our Angel Therapy Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And before we do anything, we are going to do a sound cleansing on the cards. Let's do that. Alrighty. Okay, cool. And also, before we get started, we are just going to call upon our spirit guides, our ancestors closest to the sun, angels, whoever it is that helps us to feel divinely protected in this moment. Any negativity, bad intentions, evil eye, monitoring spirits, you're not welcome here. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. Any negativity that is sent our way during this reading or in general gets transmuted into positive intentions, prosperity, and abundance. So let's get into it. Let's see. All right, what do we got for today, guys? I hope you are doing well. And if you're not doing well, then I hope that by the end of this reading, you feel somewhat better. All right, what messages are we going to get? Let's see. The Queen of Coins. The Queen of Coins. Okay, cool. Very nice. So, usually, what I like to do, we're going to look at the symbolism and the energy in this card. So, this particular individual, the energy that I'm getting is kind of like this glow up energy. So, this is someone who has been very much investing in themselves. So they've been investing in like self-empowerment, they've been investing in their health, spiritual health, physical health, mental health. What's interesting is that this person hasn't done that all at once. It seems like they're going about this very pragmatically. So the first one that kind of came up for me was like mental health. So they have been either again like maybe investing in like uh, a mentor, maybe like a counselor, life coach. This might be someone who's investing in a life coach. Okay. After the mental, this person is focusing on their spiritual health. So you could be going to like church a little bit more. You could be reading different texts depending on like your cultural context. This person has also been just tapping into their own definition of what spirituality is. And then the physical health seems to be next. Like I'm seeing like a little bit more of like activity, movement. Like if we get the chariot, then that would kind of be like a little bit of a confirmation. But like this seems like very like structured and pragmatic. Like it was like the mental piece first, like making sure that the mind was intact, and then the spiritual piece, and then now it seems like there's going to be an emphasis on the physical piece. So whatever this is, great strategy, great strategy. I think that makes a lot of sense because, like, again, if you think about it from human behavior, right? Like we're very much kind of like go big or go home. Like I'm gonna like do the nutrition and the therapy and all these things at like one time and then like unintentionally we get overwhelmed because we haven't like integrated that into the routine. So whoever this is, you are killing it. You are killing it. This isn't giving me like a particular like feminine or masculine energy. So this could be like very ambiguous. Again, you could be like a man, woman, they, them, whoever it is. So this can go either way. This can go either way. Like usually like there's like a particular energy that comes through, but this one's neutral. So it could be like everyone. This could be like a handful of individuals who are just very much focused on all aspects of their health. Um, It also feels like they're looking into like a fitness coach. Like I got like fitness. There's like a very like particular like image in my brain of like someone like guiding them on like structures and positions with fitness. Um, and also because this is the Queen of Coins, this could be like anyone who has Earth placements. So it could be like Virgo, it could be Capricorn, Taurus. Um, Maybe, again, this is like a soft maybe, maybe Aries. Maybe Aries, because I'm also seeing like if you look in the symbolism, I was called to look at the throne structure which has rams engraved in there. So again, this could be like our Earth placement peoples, soft Aries. You might have Aries somewhere. Okay. Let's get a clarifying card. I love that for this person. That's awesome. Great job investing in yourself. Okay. That was a very structured plan. Like you did that. Go ahead. All right, let's see. Let's get a clarifier. We got someone who's prioritizing all aspects of their health. Great job, love that. Oh, damn. Okay. Okay, damn. All right, hold up. I gotta move my oracle deck. So we have the five of coins. So based off of the energy and the symbolism here, this particular person, like this particular person, might be recovering from like a minor like health issue. This could have been like a surgery. This could have been like a random sudden like illness that was like a little bit like difficult to name. This could also be like a particular mindset where maybe for like a while like you struggle to invest in yourself because that might have like triggered like a lack mindset. So like when we see money going out, sometimes that can trigger specific core beliefs within us. Especially if like we've navigated like financial insecurity or like something was going on like growing up or like we saw how like other people like navigated money mindsets. But someone's like recovering from like it could have been like an illness, maybe an injury, some kind of like sports injury, maybe. This could have, oh, okay, you know what this could have been? This could have been someone who like started to focus on the physical piece and then something came up like an obstacle, like might have like sprained something or irritated a previous injury, and that might have kind of like derailed you, not like derailed you, but maybe kind of like put a pause on that avenue. Because often, what did I say? Like a sports injury? Someone might have like messed with their Achilles or their ankle. I'm like guided to like look over here for some reason. Like you might have like twisted an ankle. Did I say that? I gotta go back. I don't see guys. My ADHD. I don't remember what I said 20 seconds ago. Sorry. But this could have been someone who like twisted an ankle, like something to do with the foot, maybe rolled an ankle. So what I was gonna get at before is that like oftentimes if you've had like physical trauma to the body, like any car accidents, any previous injuries, when you sprain something or like something happens that kind of like reminds you of your mortality, we get scared and then the body has this tendency to be like, mm-mm, you ain't going to the gym. That's a danger. That's a risk. You had a routine. Why would you put yourself through that? And because of that mindset, like we tend to procrastinate. So this could have been someone, again, like minor illness, something that happened, like could have rolled your ankle or rolled your ankle or sprained it. Um, Yeah, I'm getting like, I keep going to the ankle for some reason, but again, it could just be like this particular like symbolism in the card right now. But definitely like a little bit of overcoming a barrier and investing in themselves. But I don't necessarily see that being an issue right now. This is something that you are overcoming or have like recently overcome. Okay. And then also with like this particular card, like this could be like you feeling, all right, like tell me if this makes sense. Again, like if it doesn't resonate, it's not for you, but like this could be you feeling like you don't have a sense of community. So like maybe you have been kind of like hopping between different communities. Like let's say like maybe you tried like CrossFit, maybe you tried MMA, pole fitness, like you kind of like have been trying different sectors and you feel a little bit like a outsider. So you're trying to kind of like find your tribe. But what I'm being called to like discuss with that is that you've never been an outsider, but you have been subconsciously putting up walls for yourself, and that's blocking the connection. Okay. Because again, like depending on like what we've navigated in the past, we kind of get in our own head and we're just like, oh, like it's hard for me to like talk to people about, yada yada. And then because we're in our own head, we tend to like self-isolate and then we're just like, nah, this might not be my tribe or whatever, right? But with everything, right, like it takes intention and work and vulnerability to foster those connections. Okay. I want one more card and then we're going to switch to the Angel Therapy deck, okay? Okay, so we got someone who's investing in themselves, might have overcome a minor like illness, maybe a little bit of an injury, was scared to invest in themselves, but they're overcoming that. What else? Let's see. What's this energy got for us? Let's see. Five of Wands, y'all. Five of Wands. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Someone might be in competition. Someone might be in competition. Okay. I don't know why. I'm not gonna, I always get ahead of myself. I appreciate your patience, everyone, because I feel like sometimes I'm communicating and you're seeing the gears turn in real time, and I'm on step three, and you're like, "Can you fill us in, lady?" Okay, so based off of the energy and the symbolism in the card, this could be a couple of things. Okay, so first, because we are talking about the wand suit, so this could be like you are now becoming passionate about investing in yourself. And due to the investing in yourself process, you're gaining more confidence, you're gaining more of that like self-love, like you're glowing a little bit more. And because of that, that is unintentionally starting conflict with people who might be in competition with you and you have no idea. Okay. So that's one piece that came up. The other piece is you might actually be engaging in like a competition soon, right? Or like that's one of your goals. So I'll give you an example. Like maybe you have struggled with the premise of like being perceived or like um, showing up and having people like witness you as like yourself and like your authenticity, right? So because you're investing in yourself, maybe you're like, oh, I kind of want to do like a body lifting competition. Is that the right term? Body powerlifting? One of those, right? You might be interested in one of those. You might actually be like, I want to do a marathon. I want to do a Spartan race. This is you almost kind of like competing with yourself as well. But when this first came out, it kind of felt like there's almost kind of like this like frenemy energy that came up initially. So this is like someone who is like both inspired and wants to like beat you for some reason. Okay. It doesn't feel malicious. but it does definitely feels like competitive. Okay. But more so the one that's like coming up stronger is you competing with yourself. So now the air of caution with competing with yourself, right, is not to be self-critical and then also not to beat your like literally like beat yourself up if you don't get to your goals like in the unrealistic time frame that we tend to do as humans, right? But um you might be doing some type of competition or doing something competitively in the future. Okay. Uh, Again, it could be whatever like endeavor makes sense for you. It could be, I don't know, I'm hearing like Spartan race, marathon, some type of like body, body lifting, body something competition. So you're overcoming the fear of being seen. Again, I don't have a time frame for you, but like you're definitely going to be working on that in the future. Whoever this is, whoever's investing in themselves. Again, maybe you started doing it like competitively or training for like a competitive nature. Something happened. Something happened. What I will say with that is there's something called the burnt toast theory, where let's say you were training, right? You were training for that, I don't know, I'm just gonna say powerlifting competition, right? You were like going like balls to the walls, like training for that competition, and you rolled your ankle the day before the comp, right? And because you rolled your ankle, you're like, dang, man, like I really want to do the competition or whatever it was, or I was like this close, I was getting so good. And maybe that had to happen because if that didn't happen, you would have gotten into like a four-car pileup, right? Or during the actual competition, you would have like gotten even more injured than this delay, right? Now that's a little bit more of like an optimistic, spiritual standpoint, and it never makes sense in the moment. Burnt toast only works like 3 years from the initial incident, and then you look back, you're like, dang, that was redirection, wasn't it? Ah, all right. But again, when we're in the middle of it, it does not feel like it. Okay. It's like a hindsight moment. Okay. Interesting. 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 All right. Let's move on to our angel therapy oracle. Let's see what we got. What do the angels got for us involving this amazing individual who's investing in themselves, is recovering from either an injury or a specific mindset, and is in a competitive mode right now? Just word of caution, word of caution. Don't beat yourself up, because if you could hate yourself into being healed, that would have worked by now. All right, let's see what we got. What we got here? Books, books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. I feel like we got this like literally either yesterday or the day before. Whoever this person is, didn't we get the Queen of Coins too? Hold up. Is this the follow up? Is this the follow up? Hold up. Wait. Okay, I gotta go back. I have to go back and do a little bit of like cross referencing because like now there ain't no way. I shuffled the living garbage out of these. Hold up. All right. Um, Interesting. Yo, hold up. All right, whoever this person is, whoever this energy is, you might be engaged in a series. You might be writing a series somehow, some way about what went on in your life. Again, maybe we're going to be writing about the spiritual implications of mindsets and how that plays a role and ego death and all this other stuff, maybe, right? And then also how to navigate conflict, self-conflict, inner criticism when it arises. Hold up. Wait. Hold up. Okay. You're definitely going to be telling your story in some capacity, Or again, it might be like an allegory. You might be writing like a series based off of your life in like an allegory fashion, almost kind of like The Wizard of Oz or like The Lord of the Rings. Like it's gonna be some type of allegory that has a lot of like spiritual themes. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Get off of me here. Okay, hold up. All right, let's get some more clarifiers. Hold up. Sacral chakra. You're highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. Hmm. You might have like a compromised immune system. Like you might have gone through a lot of stress. I mean, again, although that makes sense if you're recovering from an illness and or an injury. You might be a little bit more susceptible to, again, like, yeah, processed foods, but also I think like superficial in engagements or encounters. Because like this, the card's talking about like actual like foods and energies, but this feels more like a interpersonal. This might actually be like not surrounding yourself with individuals who are like making you doubt yourself. And you could also have like allergies, and there might be something to do with like, again, take this with a grain of salt, like specific like smells, specific interactions. 'Cause I'm looking at harsh, like harsh keeps popping up on the card. Like harsh keeps popping up for this specific card. That might be like you may have people with like selfish tendencies. Like, I really don't want to throw out like the narcissistic, like a hot word because I feel like it's being like used everywhere. And like, yes, there's a difference between like emotionally immature, narcissistic, and then selfish. But for this particular card with sacral energy, this is talking a little bit more about like someone who has a lot of like selfish tendencies, and it's kind of giving like the energy of I don't know if you ever encountered individuals who are like I'm just being honest, but like they're like saying the most like cruel thing ever, and they're like honesty, because like there's like a way to be honest without being like cruel, right? Like what's the saying, like honesty without compassion is just cruelty. So like this is like giving me the sense that like you want to stay away from people who are like honest, but they're really just being like cruel and like actually just kind of like beating down your self-confidence and like starting conflict for no reason. So that's kind of what I'm getting with this specific like sacral energy. And then this one, oh, hold up. You actually might be doing something like maybe like a journal. You might be doing like a kind of like a journal or something. There's like definitely going to be like something. It's going to be a series. Like I can tell it's going to be like a series of sorts, like inspired by your own experiences. But because of this is saying to like be careful with who you are sharing your progress with. It's kind of like just the discernment, right? Like emotionally safe people really don't need an explanation. Like if you're like, oh, should I like bring this up to so and so? That might be your indication that some things are best kept private, right? It goes back to like boundaries. You're allowed to have like mental boundaries as well as like emotional boundaries when you're discussing things with people. All right, I just want one more, and then we'll bridge the gap together and wrap up, okay? Interesting. That's crazy. I feel like this is like a continuation somehow. Hold on. Well, well, well. This may very well be a continuation for a previous reading. Heal away addictions. Heal away addictions. Okay. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. Okay. So this could be a continuation, but it could also be another individual who has like similar tendencies, right? Because I think, again, we talked about like living in the country that we live in. It's very normalized to be fast paced, everyone has some type of addictive behavior somewhere. Like it just depends on what's like normalized and like socially acceptable. You got your like workaholics, you got people who are like serial daters, right? Like you got people who are dependent upon substances. You got people who are engaging in escapism through video games, books, right? So it really is just going to depend on like what is normalized. This is mainly just asking you to be aware of your behavioral patterns. And again, in order to invest in yourself, you have to be aware of those patterns. And that's one of the first steps, right? Because once you are aware of your patterns and specific triggers, this positions you to make sure that you're not making the same mistakes, right? Like not being driven by our subconscious, the ego, not engaging in needless confrontations and conflict, right? Internal and external. And then also learning from those experiences, right? Sometimes we learn through writing it out, editing it, or even, again, reading things that are similar to our own experience. And then based off of that, right, you want to be very clear with what you are consuming, not just like food or beverage wise. There's a premise in yoga that talks about you are what you are consuming around you and what you're engaging in, right? There's like different like variations, but basically what you are exposed to, you pick up little by little, right? So if we're not aware of it, if we can't name it, if we can't recognize it, gaining that insight and separating ourselves from certain things, we over identify with certain behaviors. And then we get into the cute little habit of like, this is just how I am, take it or leave it. Bullshit. That's not a thing, okay? Us as human beings, you can always change, you can always pivot, and you can always grow, okay? So that's one of the first steps, being aware of it, okay? But let's bridge the whole gap. All right, so whoever this is, good flipping job. I'm proud of you. You're investing in yourself. You're doing it in a pragmatic way. You're doing it in a way that is realistic. Good job. Again, so this is either someone with Earth placements, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, soft Aries. You might have Aries somewhere in your chart. You're recovering. You're either recovering from some type of illness, injury, or you are recovering from a specific financial mindset, okay? Or maybe investing in yourself was considered selfish, and that's why you were actually being too selfless, right? Always giving for others at your own detriment, right? And then you're in competition. You're either engaging in a literal competition or you're in competition with yourself. But again, remember, being compassionate with yourself is going to get you further than beating yourself up. Okay, I know like the whole like military tough love vibe is like really popular and like where it's given like David Goggins vibes. Oh, that's his name. I hope I didn't butcher that. But I know it's like fun and like it's trendy, but also like if you are recovering, right? Like maybe hold yourself to standards that aren't going to discourage you and actually derail you even further, right? And then again, when it comes to your experience, you would be so surprised how many people could benefit from your experience, your vulnerability, or even reading about other people who have gone through something similar. And then again, be careful what you are surrounding yourself with and what you're consuming, not just food or beverage, right? Like the music that you're listening to, the TV that you're watching. If you're watching the news, like 8 hours plus a day, right? Can't be surprised if we're feeling anxious that way. It's good to be informed, but also be aware of what you're consuming because fear-based is gonna stop you from your goals. Like, let's say, call it for what it is. And then really tapping into like what the addictive behaviors are, right? Everyone has something, right? Like something somewhere. Okay. First step is being aware of it. All right. And this is also kind of giving me like Pisces a little bit. You might have a Pisces placement somewhere. I'm just gonna generalize because this is very, very what's the word? Vague. It's very vague. You might have water signs somewhere. You might have water signs in the realm of maybe maybe Chiron. Check your Chiron if you have like a water sign there. This might also be for you. But besides that, all right, I'm very proud of this individual. Go off. Okay, so this could be a continuation or it could be another energy that's completely different, but maybe he's going through a similar situation. But I think that's about it for today. But if you stayed for the whole thing, I appreciate you. You are a trooper. If you stopped by, nothing but love for you. I'm so grateful for your presence no matter what. Besides that, I hope you have a great night or day whenever you're watching this. And then besides that, I'm just always very grateful for you. Okay. And as always, you are divinely protected. And then I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.